Hey everyone, Marty here. I hope you all have been enjoying the version 2.4, the Romance Reborn update. Um, as yes, it was quite the fun one to record and make, and Kerstyn and I would love it if you guys would continue to share your impressions, your thoughts, your reviews, constructive criticism, and emphasis on constructive, and yeah, just being polite, as you know, uh the people working on SDA are humans, and it's never cool to be a jerk or insult or be a bully or anything like that. Regardless, also, if you have some fun moments or highlight videos, um, we would really appreciate if you linked it to the Nexus pages or sent it to me or just post them on YouTube, to show more people what Serana Dialogue Add-On is about, and um, what is in the mod and what is to offer, at least for the romance content, the Romance Reborn content. As I guess a lot of people might be on the fence on whether they should try the mod or not. And of course, the best course of action would be to just see if uh, it floats your boat, and whether your mileage may vary, may apply for them, and it would work in their case. But if not, YouTube videos are also a good bet and a good tool. Um, I can do my own showcases, and I can show little tidbits of stuff here and there. Although it is also very welcome for you guys to, yeah, share your own things and your own thoughts and your own experiences with your recordings. I've just noticed this guy. I think his name is Nathan Grant on YouTube. Yeah, he has a bunch of cool SDA recordings, not just for the romance part, but for a lot of the mods content in general, for the entire plethora of stuff that it has, whether it be for the main quest commentary, Serana's commentary in your race, some various tidbits, some side conversations, and all that. Nathan, if you're watching, thank you. And I'm so glad that you've been blessed by the mod. And I'm so happy that you're sharing your experiences, your positive experiences with others. And besides that, I also would like to tell you guys about the next update coming up, which is version 2.5, the Radiant Update. Um, and after this Radiant Update, version 2.6 is going to be the Dawnguard update, and version 2.7 is going to be the Drinking Buddies update. Of course, this is a rather significant deviation from the original dev roadmap video that I recorded, I think 2 months ago. As yeah, I did feel to include the romance part first before tackling the rest of the content. And I am deciding to go with the Radiant update first because that is what most people will experience most of the time, rather than exclusive quest content like Dawnguard. Although Dawnguard is heavily Serana centric and it's part of, I mean, she's part of the Dawnguard DLC. Um, it like the side quests, at least, and a lot of the other side stuff in the content there, not everyone would experience, but everyone's basically gonna hear various Radiant greets whenever they appear. Like, for example, her comments on the player's weight they're carrying, or their skills in various Skyrim in-game skills like one-handed, two-handed, destruction, magic, speechcraft, and all that. And yeah, so far, version 2.5 is going to be the Radiant update. Version 2.6 is going to be the Dawnguard update, and version 2.7 is going to be the Drinking Buddies update. Again, this is subject to change, but this is something I'm more leaning towards, and this should be the case for the release and development schedule for the coming months. And if you are asking for an ETA for the Radiant Update Redux, Radiant Update Redux 2.0 Reborn, the next Radiant Update, I would say that Kerstyn and I would like to release it within this month of April. Of course, delays can come up, real life can come up, just the world being crappy in a sense can come up. So do take that with a certain grain of salt, although that is certainly our development plan to at least release one content update per month. And yeah, this Radiant Update Redux will contain a bunch of new Radiant dialogue lines and content, some revoiced lines from the original game, but as with the previous revoice implementations, we're not completely replacing Laura's voice. In a lot of them, we're simply recording Kerstyn versions. So the Kerstyn versions of the Laura lines will play when you're not currently doing a Dawnguard quest or doing main quest Dawnguard stuff. So, for example, you won't hear Kerstyn a lot when you're in the Soul Cairn looking for Valerica. However, when you're doing everything outside of that, you will hear Kerstyn almost more often. And I've arrived at this because, and again, this is in the FAQ if you want to read a written version of this response, but since now I'm here, I'll record my thoughts since I'm talking to the camera already. I've done this to arrive at a decent and it's a pretty good workaround that I'm already proud of already to satisfy all camps of this Kerstyn versus Laura Bailey argument. I mean, there are some Laura Bailey loyalists who are they're such high fans of her and they really love her performance of Serana that they only want Serana Laura Bailey in the mod. And maybe they're even willing to have a robotic Laura Bailey through the VA Synth software. Other people are all Kerstyn and they think she's much better than Laura, actually, and they want only her. And there's other people who will just want them both at the same time. They don't want a revoice or a replacement. They just want to hear both Laura and Kerstyn at the same time. This middle solution hopefully satisfies all those camps. So you still have Laura, you still have Kerstyn, and you still have both of those wonderful performances. However, the experience won't be as jarring for a lot of people. Because I really do emphasize immersion a lot of the time, and I want the experience to be as consistent as I can make it for you as a mod author. A lot of the time I do have to consider like how I would feel or how everything would go if I was just a casual mod user and I was playing the mod. So yeah, just some game design tidbits I wanted to share with you. And also, I do want to bring this up if my camera or the colors on my camera, my webcam, are kind of switching, or like I'm looking bluish at times and then I'm more red or yellow. Do bear with me. as I did notice that while I'm recording just now. So yeah, I'll definitely have a check on that. As I mean, this webcam's not really, it's not really high end. It's like $20 off of Amazon. Anyway, um, yeah, I should probably get an upgrade. Anyway, besides that, Radiant stuff in the Radiant Update Redux, we also do have um, a lot of new, funny, and emotional roleplay conversations. So more werewolf stuff and like that kind of thing, and more lighthearted stuff. But also, I've included a conversation which is more on the emotional side, uh, which is definitely. I mean, it's not a fun thing because it's not really fun to see Serana um, sad and cry and all that and break down, but it's nonetheless interesting and essential for me to explore as I explore all facets of her character. Basically, it is what I aim or what I want to be the fix to one of Dawnguard's biggest plot holes. If you remember, uh, you meet Serana. This is at the start of the Dawnguard quest line. Spoiler alert, but not spoiler alert since Dawnguard's been out for quite a while, and I'm sure 99% of the people watching this already know in some shape or form what happens during the quest line. And I mean, a lot of us are just replaying Dawnguard because it has good replay value. So yeah. So as you know, you join Izran, you join the Dawnguard Vampire Hunters, then they send you on a suicide mission. I know, right? Yeah, but yeah, you're the main character anyway, so they think you can handle it. But anyway, they send you to the crypt, and when you open the sarcophagus and you see Serana just plop outside, you supposedly, I mean, you don't even you don't you're not given an option to attack her, or it's not a quest marker thing, or she doesn't attack you and there's no confrontation there. You just talk and she's like, bring me home, and you say yeah, and that's it, and you bring her home. A vampire hunter. I mean, you're not necessarily the most senior in the order at this point. Maybe you've only been there for like a day, but it's still your creed. It's still what you've accepted. You've basically killed every single vampire in that entire dungeon. And then Serana just comes along, she says hey, you say hey, and you get along, all's well. I aim to fix that plot hole with a conversation with Serana. Of course, I won't say what's in the conversation, although some patrons do have some behind the scenes access. So if you want that, please check us out on Patreon and subscribe there. But anyway, um, the short gist of it is the reason why you're so agreeable and you're fine with helping a vampire even though you've slain every single one of the vampires there. It's because Serana casts a calm spell on your character. Not as bad as a vampiric seduction, as mind control isn't within Serana's character for the most part at all. But it's still it's not mind control, but it's still an influence to your mental state that you don't necessarily consent to, and that you're just behind your back sneakily. So she calms you to listen to reason a bit more, which, I mean, as the Dawnguard plot tells you, you do. And through this conversation the player has with her, I aim to explore how that affects the relationship, how Serana potentially being just a little bit manipulative affects uh, the whole friendship and the romance should the player have gone that quest route, and just how the dynamics of their relationship would change and move on from that moment. And of course, I'll give the player multiple different ways to role play, and there'll be many different outcomes. This conversation was actually the one with the most substance throughout, yeah, all the conversations in this Radiant Redux update. So yeah, can't wait to show you more, and can't wait for you to experience it when the update gets released. Anyway, besides that, we also have some other stuff. The Crimson Blood and the Lust armor patches are being redone with Kerstyn's voice, so better dialogue lines there rather than generic like "wow, amazing" or um, just plain reused dialogue lines from Laura. So keep an eye out for that. And also, we have a new song release coming for the mod. That's all I'll say for now. So stay tuned. But I am excited to do this and work on the first song for SDA in about, or since about September, at least. It's been a while since SDA has had another song edition. So please keep an eye out for that. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening to me ramble a bit, me talk about the mod. Yeah, this has been, I think, one of the more lengthy videos I've recorded, like lengthy update videos. So yeah, and also, again, if you'd really like to support the mod and you really would like to help Kerstyn and I out and help us devote more time and resources to making SDA a much better mod, please check out our Patreon. We'd really appreciate it. I mean, any amount would do, from as little as $1 to the max tier of $50. Any amount makes a difference, and it really would Kerstyn and I's day if you would do that. Although, yeah, so that's it. And without further ado, bye bye. And oh yeah, sorry. Not bye bye. And I do have one more thing to say. One more thing to say. Uh, I am going to release a final bug. It's not even a big announcement. I'm just going to release a final bug fix update for version 2.4, version 2.4.2, which should fix a bunch of issues that people have experienced with some of the Serana commentary not starting and all that, or some bugs or some consistency issues, or Serana not having like moving her lips when saying some lines. Yeah, just fixing some minor issues, polishing up version 2.4 before I earnestly start working on version 2.5, the Radiant Update Redux. Okay. Goodbye for real. Bye bye.